welcome to Wendy's Colouring, and today is my colouring plans for October. I have pulled out quite a lot of books, as you probably imagine. I know I'm not going to get to them, but it gives me a nice choice. One thing I have still outstanding is this page that I started a couple of months ago now, I think, in the Colouring Heaven calendar. Which year is this? So 2020. I think I did just buy a bundle of these off the website. I suspect they're probably out of print now, but I did start this one by Menka Jelena. I probably said that wrong, but I've started this one, which is an oil pastel background. I think they were Artex oil pastels, which is sealed now with satin glazing liquid. I think it did take two kind of coats of it, but obviously I've still got hair to do. I think I'd like to try and get that done this month if possible, but this is quite a big page, so time will depending. I am finding it a bit tricky to fit my colouring in at the moment, so obviously I've picked a million books out, but yeah, I kind of like that one. Let me put it on the back. Then I've picked well, we'll do these couple first. So last month I did the front cover of my other book by this person, Graphic. I think it was Daisy, the other one. So I'm thinking I'd quite like to do the front cover of this one as well. I did have some pages picked out last month, but as I've done that cover, I'm kind of thinking I'd like to do this one. So that's done. And this will be probably in my school bag. I may not get one of these finished this month. I was working the front bits, so I'm thinking that coffee vendor van thing is probably the page I'm likely to do, which now I can't seem to find, even though I keep flicking to it normally. This one I think is highly likely, because I quite like that one, and it's not a massive piece, so it's not going to take me ages in theory. But I do quite like some of these houses as well, so yeah, I might change that. I quite like this boathouse, but it's going to be quite a bit of brown, isn't it? It's my only worry with that. Yeah, I'm still thinking the coffee vendor, although I quite like that one as well. We shall see. But yeah, probably another one of these will at least get started, even if it doesn't get quite finished. Gabby Wolf Minimania, book 3. And then I've got a pile of little books that I'm hoping I will get into. So this one I've had a couple of months now. It's A. Paul's little Forest Girl colouring postcard book, and I've kind of picked out the kind of autumnal looking ones. So there's this one where she's got a little squirrel and a few kind of bits and pieces round her that's quite autumn looking. These are only little A6 size, so they're quite quick. Got no excuse to not get them done, really. And then this other one that she's got a nice cup of something warm. Looks like coffee or chocolate, but I might do it as tea, because that's what it would be if it was me. I'm not sure if this one is an autumn one. What does it say on the back? They do have little titles on the back. Oh, it just says tea time, so it is supposed to be tea. So I might do that one, either of those. But yeah, this is quite cute little book. I do quite like that one with the little dog that's got the little reindeer horns kind of thing on. Yeah, either of them, I think, out of A. Paul's Little Forest Girls colouring postcard book. I'll let you see the ISBN just in case you're looking for it, because obviously it's not the easiest to find. I think I did get mine from Amazon Japan, if I remember rightly. Then I've got out both of these Korean books that I've got this year. So Colouring Book for a Bright Day Together by Rainy Park, and Hello Forest Friends colouring book by Joe Borum. Just move one over. I've kind of picked the autumn pages, because both these books are quite seasonal. This one did amuse me. Again, nice cup of tea, which I'm finding I'm drinking a bit more of now. It's a little bit colder, and especially at night here it's getting a bit colder. Black tea's got. So there's that one that is quite cute. I also like this one that's out camping. We all look like we're hungrily waiting for whatever's being served up, apart from him, who's sleeping. think that's quite cute. These are super cute. Little pumpkins. They look like they're sneaking away so they can hide the lollies that they're eating. I quite like these. Again, nice lighting effects. So it'll be quite an interesting page. And then the final one is these little upside down bats, which I also think is very cute, that I quite fancy having a go at. And I think I only picked 2 out of these. I'll probably do 1 out of each. There's this nice one where they're brushing up the leaves. I think that's quite cute and quite autumn. And then this one that's more of like a cosy inside. Bit of reading our book before we go to bed. Again, there's a lot of scenery of the bedroom that I quite like. I'm probably not going to do it like that, but you know, I have to do it how I like it, don't I? So yeah, I'm thinking I'll do... Ooh, hello, what have I done there? Do something out of both of these. Flicked off the cover, that wasn't very wise. Pop that down there. And then I've got 2 of these kind of cute and cozy kind of books from Kiki's. So this one was on the channel this month, Cozy Routines. I haven't picked a page. I'm just thinking I'll do whichever one I feel like doing at the time. But I'm thinking it might be nice to do a little bit of marker colouring. I've not used my markers for months actually. Months and months. I don't quite know why. Sometimes I just get caught in a pencil trap and I can't make myself use anything else. But I'm thinking, yeah, I might do something in that. And they very kindly sent me this one as well, which is Spooky Places by Kiki's Colouring. So I've picked a couple of these out. I'll pop this book in my next haul so you can have a proper look at the pages if you're interested. It'll be coming up the week after probably. But yeah, I've picked this one. It's kind of like a pumpkin-headed scarecrow with a scary bird and a bit of a plot, veg plot, and a very scary tree in the background. I've picked this one because what? Frog, ghost, weird fish. It's one of those fish that live at the bottom of the sea, isn't it? That's got the things that they hunt with. Except doesn't look like that normally. I've got this one. Frankenstein's monster. Looks like it's cooking something up. And a cute bird. This one, because it did amuse me. Kind of looks like he's warming his boots by the candles. With a dog. And then finally this one, which I thought was also quite cute. So I've picked those ones out. And like I say, I may do something in this one as well for a bit of marker colouring, which I've not done anywhere near enough of. Then this had to come back this month because I'm just enjoying it so much. Fairy Tales and Folklore colouring book by Emily Leidenhall-Oberg. I could have just picked every page in here. I could quite see myself just having a 1 book month and just working in this month. And it's not often I say that about a book, but yeah, there's some lovely stuff in this book. I like both of these pages. This I think is lovely. This kind of reminds me of back to school. Got my nice satchel, although I don't sit often in a can of soup, but I think it's quite cute. But I quite like this as well. Is she an elf? She's got like kind of elfy ears, hasn't she? I'm not sure. But yeah, thought that was quite nice. If I can get past my bookmark. Move out the way, bunny. And then I've not done any of the trolls in this book, and he looks like he's the king troll. So I was kind of thinking I might challenge myself and do him. Although he's got a lot of very fancy hair, hasn't he? And a lot of crystals. So there's a bit of a challenge on that page. So I'm thinking, yeah, I might have a go at him. And then this kind of did feel quite autumnal with her in a big cloak. Could be Red Riding Hood, couldn't she? But I've not looked up whether it actually is or not. But I'm thinking, quite like it. It's got the mushrooms at the bottom. We've got a bit of forest in the background. I think it's quite cute. And I also quite like this little mouse with her cases and a lovely kind of wreath of flowers around her. So yeah, if I want to go for something simple, there's easier and there's more complicated pages. And I quite like this kind of Sleeping Beauty page again. Quite a lot for her to do. Quite a lot of fabrics, but I kind of quite like the idea of doing them. But yeah, I could just go through this book and mark every page off though. There's so many pages I want to do in here. Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Leidenhall-Oberg, even though I can never get my mouth around her name. Then the Polar Bear book, what's its actual name? Polar Bear Adventure Cruise by Yuki Shiratori. This is another lovely book. I didn't get to it last month. I've struggled with colouring last month. I think back to school and getting yourself organised and just keeping up with things. It's heavy going when you go back, and I've just felt too tired to come up and do any really. But I've got done some obviously last month. But yeah, this I didn't get to. So I've picked out this kind of, both of these I think would be super for October. It kind of feels like a happy Halloween, which is much more my preference than terrifying. I'm a big softie, I'm afraid. So we've got lots of nice little chickens down here. We've got a little chick riding on the back of this one. We've got this cute little ghost that hangs around on these pages. These foxes, which I just love how they're drawn. They're just such lovely drawings. And then we've got a little house all the way back here where she's fishing. Just lots going on with it. And then I also quite like this side as well, where again they've been knocking at her house. She looks like she's got one of those nice kind of gingerbread houses, and she's coming out with all her sweets. I think that's a lovely page. And what else did I mark? Oh yeah, the following pages is more like the individual character bits and pieces. I do quite like them, but I tend to more colour a full scene than just individual characters. But I love how she draws these. I just think they're so cute. Really lovely. It's a really lovely book, isn't it? It really is. But yeah, I've forgotten again. I've literally just read it. Polar Bear Adventure Cruise. I've just knocked my bookmark out. There we are. Put it. Polar Bear Adventure Cruise. Lovely book. One I have not coloured in for a long time. I've only done one in this up to now. Rhapsody Hand Voss. Is it Rhapsody in the Forest? It's Kanoko Gusa anyway. This obviously is the Mus copy. Paper in this I much prefer to the English version. I'm still tempted to try and find the other one in the Mus copy because I think the paper is much nicer. Having just had my 2 copies out, this is the better of them. Definitely the paper's better. But yeah, I thought this fur does scare me slightly, but I quite like his little cloak, and obviously pumpkins. It may be pumpkin overfill this month, mine it, I don't know, but that I thought was quite cute. I quite like this kind of cuckoo clock that's got a fat pigeon sat in it and all the lovely acorns. I think that's quite cute. Few squirrels, more fur. Ooh. I also quite like these, and obviously you could do this in an autumnal coloured leaves. And I think what was the last one? Oh, the owls. This one's lovely, isn't it? And I think you can do this one as though it's winter or autumn, couldn't you? So, but I quite like this. I've seen this done quite a lot though, so don't know. Slightly scary. This is the trouble I find with this book. It's lovely, but it does slightly scare me. Don't know. I did that one a long time ago. I tried watercolour in it. It's not great with watercolour. It's gone quite bumpy lumpy, so I don't think we'll be doing that again. But yeah, Rhapsody in the Forest. Then another one I've not coloured in for a long while. Jasmine Beckett Griffiths colouring book. Fantasy Art Adventure. My cover's coming off. Actually, let me just put it back. Paper in this is so lovely that I couldn't resist. I thought I might get a bit Halloweened out this month, so I'm going to pick a few that are definitely not, and I thought this one would be quite nice. So Poppy Magic, with some poppies in. I don't think I've ever actually had a go at doing poppies, so we'll see. Could be quite nice. And then obviously I did pick some more Halloweeny ones. So A Candle in the Dark, and Wicked Witch and Glinda. I don't like that one as much, I don't think. What was the other one? Oh yeah, and I picked up Flora because this I think is beautiful, and I do quite fancy doing that one. I think it's more likely that I won't do a Halloween one in this one, but you never know. Like, there are a few with skeletons. I thought I'd put one in there actually, but clearly I changed my mind. I do quite like that one as well, but we'll see how Halloweened out I get in my colouring and which one I pick. Jasmine Beckett Griffiths colouring book. This one, I'm ashamed to say, I've never coloured in. I've had it, well, I got it from Book Depository, so I've clearly had it a long time. Forest Girl colouring book. This is the premium edition. Is this book 2? I'm not sure which of the books this is. I've picked quite a few. I do find this book very scary to work in, and they're quite big pages. I've picked some autumnal ones, but I'm not sure I'm going to do the autumnal ones. I've picked a selection, you'll see. This one I think could be quite nice. I am going to try watercolour in this book because the paper is, well, it feels like it could take a bit of watercolour, and obviously her work in the colour copies definitely is watercolour. So like for all this background space, that's going to be a lot of space to colour by hand if you can't work in and have a go with the watercolour. And obviously it's this kind of dotty layering of different colours, so it could be quite an interesting page to have a go at if I'm feeling brave. I think it's if I'm still feeling like I have enough mental power to do any of it after being at work. This one with the kind of is it an Acer in the background or a maple? I'm thinking it's probably an Acer. Thought that was quite cute. Again, there's quite a lot of background. It'd be nice to try a bit of watercolour with it. But I mean, it feels quite doable, doesn't it? It's not as terrifying as some of the pages in this book. Again, another one that I thought a bit of watercolour would be quite nice with this kind of misty look. The trees' years. But again, feels a bit more wintry, that one, I think, doesn't it? There's a few of these kind of with kind of space kind of ceilings. So this one is in her bedroom with the kind of lights that are stars and moons. But I think I've picked another one that's kind of starry night as well. But again, I thought I could watercolour a lot of that, and then you're just concentrating pencil in some of the details of the page, so maybe it feels more doable. This one is slightly terrifying. There's an entire watercolour painting just outside the window with mountains, or they have drawn the mountains in for us at least, but a lot of colour work, a lot of clouds. I'm thinking this feels too scary. Why have I picked that? I'm probably not going to do it. Oh yeah, this was the other one I was thinking of, about a night sky. So you have this kind of night sky that's coming in through her window. Kind of a similar idea to the other page, but again, feels like I could play with watercolours and it could be a bit of fun and not too scary. And I'm basically just doing the colour work with the colour pencils in these smaller areas. So it feels fairly approachable to have a go at. And then this little tea time one, Tea Time on Clouds, I thought was also, could be quite fun and cute, and I like him having his little cup of tea and cake. I think that's cute. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to this book this month because I'm too scared to get to this month. But yeah, we'll give it a go because it is beautiful. It's there on the pile. You never know. I might inspire myself, and who knows. Next one, Spooky Colouring Book by Sarah Sawecki. I've probably said that wrong. I don't know why I just went with it, but I haven't picked these pages. These are in from the last time I picked pages. I've not even looked what they were. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go with something that I feel like going with at the time. I don't think there's another one in there. I don't think I'm too fussed about whether it's too Halloween-y or not. I think I'm just going to go with what feels fun at the time with this one. Might do one of them scary monsters. But yeah, I love this book. The paper's beautiful. The images are not too big. Feels really very doable. I do quite like these night sky ones. I think that obviously I've done a night sky one already, but they're quite fun. And again, there's not, once you've got the background in, there's not that much to do on these pages. They are just, they're fun. Oh, look at that little, is he a bee? He kind of, his body looks like a bee, but his wings don't look like a bee. But yeah, I really like this page. This entire book. I quite like this page. This whole book, I think, is cute. But yeah, something out of Spooky Colouring Book. I may stick with some of those pages that I have picked. Who knows? This book has been in my pile for a long time. I still have not coloured it. Animal Flower Time by Fumiko Mano, I don't know. It's a cosmic book, MOOC book. It's got this kind of, I don't know how well my camera picks it up, but it's quite kind of pixely, and the paper feels weird, I can't lie. It kind of gives me sugar paper vibes. If you're in the UK, I don't know if you call it something else somewhere else. But I have picked a couple of pages, and I kind of think I either need to colour in this soon, or it might be hitting the unhaul pile, because I've had it years, I think, and I still haven't coloured in it. And I don't know why. There's some cute pages in it, but I suppose there's a lot of doubles, and I find it very hard to find the time for a double. But I've picked this single out this month with these cute birds, but they are very, very, again, I don't know how well it'll show, but it's very, very pixelated, and lots of mushrooms, which I do enjoy doing, so maybe we'll see how it is. I think I'm definitely too chicken to get this paper wet, because it's very strange paper. And I've also picked up this naughty squirrel on this side that's escaping the pumpkin, or there's this one that's filled his with lots of treats, or maybe it's the same one and this is before and after. But I thought that's quite fun as well, and this one doesn't feel quite as pixelated as the poor birds do here, so I think that might be an easier work. But yeah, it's probably a reasonably difficult book to find. ISBN's there if you're interested. There probably is a flip of this some way back in one of my hauls, but it'll be reasonably early, I think. I suspect I got it from Amazon Japan, because it's Japanese on there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether I actually finally get to it. This one I've not coloured in for years, literally years. So Witches by Coco Wayo. I noticed this is on the Etsy for pretty cheap. I think it's like £3.70 or something like that. So I am half tempted to get the PDF, because I have no love of this paper and this horrible background black thing. I have done one in here, but I'm thinking I might do it just as marker colouring, and in which case I can just live with this hideous paper. I just hate the feel of it. It's just horrible, isn't it? I don't see the point of it. What is the point of this? Does anybody actually know? Is it to absorb the alcohol markers more? I don't like it. Anyway, moving on. I do love this with a mushroom witchy hat. I think that's cute. With some butterflies, moths, not sure. A little bit of flower work. I've picked loads out of here. As soon as I opened this book, I was like, yeah, I remember why I got it. I love this kind of modern Harry Potter kind of style. Crystals on a hat. Just think, yeah, it's quite nice. More traditional one. You know me, with flowers, butterflies, and a light source in with the candles. Could be really interesting. And then again, another kind of traditional one out of this book. But yeah, I've not coloured in it for a while. I quite like all of these images in here. They're quite fun. They're not too dark. I can't be doing anything too scary. So yeah, I thought, yeah, I'll have a go again in Witches. I may either print a page off and do it in pencil, or I may just marker colour in. We'll see. Knowing me, I'll be printing the page off, because I don't know what it is with me markers at the moment. This one has got a flip on the channel, Autumn Colouring, by a lady who I can't pronounce, so I will try and get you in so that maybe you can read it. Pimlada, I'm not going into that surname, I'm really sorry. But yeah, Autumn Colouring, so obviously I'm thinking I should make a start in it. I do quite like the, I think it's the cover image, isn't it? Yeah, cover image is on the very back page here. And that feels a bit more like I could get it done this month. But I do like a lot of these pages. And I don't think they all have to be too Halloween-y. But I'm also thinking I could do, you know, just one half of this and leave the other half for next year, because this is outside and inside. It doesn't matter if they don't match when I come back to it, so there are possibilities with it. And I'm thinking I'll probably still maybe work in some of this during winter, because like this one, it could be autumn, it could be winter, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's I quite like this one again, and again I'm not too fussed because this is outside and inside. If these don't match, I think I could get away with that. That might be quite fun to do. Again, it's a little bit different, isn't it? There's not too many books like it, but yeah, I've not picked a particular page in this, but I would like to make a start in this somewhere. I do like the movie theatre ones. This is quite cute as well, and they've got all the costumes out. I think that's quite nice as well. So yeah, I think there's quite a few that I could see myself doing. Excuse the ice cream man. Good timing, Mr. Ice Cream Man. I might have to pause till he goes. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I haven't been for an ice cream. Do you get ice cream man in the States? I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't stay for very long. He literally bombs up my road, parks outside of my house, as you probably just heard, and then stays there for like 30 seconds. I don't know how quick he thinks you can get out of your house to go and buy one, but not that quick. I don't know, he's still in business. I don't get it. Sweaters, I quite like this page as well. But yeah, autumn colouring. Quite fancy working in that. Then I've got a couple of books that I've been wanting to get back into and I've not. This one I've still not worked in, by Yoshimi Seguchi. This, I noticed Johanna Hansa, I can't say it, sorry Joe, has got the French version of this, and it reminded me as I watched her flip it just how beautiful this book is, and I still haven't started in it. So it's Journey to Dreamland. It really is a beautiful book, and this is the cover that they've used on the French version that Joe's got, and yeah, it's a beautiful cover, and I did think, oh, that would be really nice to colour. The only thing I'm not sure what I'll do with is this grid behind there, so I need to think about that a little bit. But yeah, it's a really beautiful page, so I've flagged up that one. This one I've had flagged up for a while, but it is a double. I think the chances of me starting that this month are probably extremely slim, but I think it is a beautiful page, and I kind of do want to do all this fabric work, but it may have to wait till I finally retire, because that's a lot of work. And this one's quite cute, which I think is the cover image. Oh no, it isn't the cover image for this one, but yeah, this one's quite cute as well, and this bear is so cute. Again, these are quite time consuming pages, so I think this is probably a hopeful addition to my pages. See, look at that, that's beautiful. I think Kay's done this one, or she's done something similar to this one, if not, where the bunnies are cleaning and setting up for the ball. Beautiful page. But yeah, it's really lovely, isn't it? It's a lovely, lovely book. But mine is from Amazon Japan. What did I say it was called? Journey to Dreamland. I'll flip you the ISBN just in case you're looking for it. There you go. And then I've got two more. One that I have worked in. So, Healing Time Every Day with a lovely doll colouring, pencil doll colouring book. Rolls off the tongue. It's the Blythe doll books. Again, I've not picked one. They are much of a muchness. They are easier towards the front. That is definitely the case. It has Prismacolor swatches next to it, but when I did the first one in this book, I realised they're definitely using other colours as well as the swatches that they're giving you, so take it with a pinch of salt, and I just want to work it how I work it, so you definitely need to add more in. There's the one I did. I think I did do it in Prismas in the end. Or did I do something else? I think I used some Holbeins as well, but the Holbeins were horrible on this paper, I seem to recall. I used something else for her hair as well to get a bit more hair texture. But yeah, I quite fancy doing another one of these. They don't take ages, they're quite cute. There's a lot of instruction pages in this and lots of examples, but again, I'll flip you the ISBN if you want to try and find it, because obviously it's a little bit more a tricky book to find. And then my last one is totally Maya's fault, because I think she's been working in this and it's been at the back of my bookcase for a while. Alice in Wonderland by Olga Goloveshkina. I've probably said it wrong. I've not worked in this for a long time. I think I did a buddy in this with Pixie ages ago now, but I've not touched it since. And it is quite a chunky, thick book, so I've picked quite a few pages. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do these in marker. I think the other page that I did in here was in marker. This one, they're only quite small circles, so although it's quite a big book, the actual pages are not too big, so it does feel quite approachable. They're quite wacky pages. I quite like that, it's just silly. Obviously got loads of light sources, which I'm going to take a bit of thinking about, but this pig... Again, I quite like. And we've got some mushrooms. Are these dummies? Dummies and a baby's bottle. Oh, there's 2 baby's bottles. I'm not sure what that's about. Cheshire Cat. The little pig with his dummy again. Do you call it a pacifier in America? I think it's something else there, isn't it? But yeah, quite cute. Again, bit of growth. Mushrooms. Has he got a mushroom on his head? I'm thinking he has. I quite like his little paws sticking out though. I think that's quite cute. Another one where she's riding a cat. And this one I quite like towards the back. A bit more of a serious page for this book. There are not many serious pages in this book, but I thought that was quite interesting, and there's a lot going on in the background. So yeah, I thought that might be quite interesting. It's just going to be a bit tricky to try and do in markers because it's all quite small, so I might base some of the areas but then do most of it with coloured pencil if I go for that one. And that is my final one this month. I think that is all of them that I'm gonna try and get to. I'm not gonna get to most of these, let's be quite honest. There's a few that I think realistically I'm probably going to chicken out. That A-Pole book, not this one. I might get to that one. The big A-Pole book I think is highly unlikely, but hopefully I'll get some done this month and have some fun in the process. Yeah, I will try and do a colour along of some type this month. I just ran out of time totally. This month it was there on my list of jobs to do, but yeah, I just didn't have any energy left by the time I actually had some time. So sorry for that. I will try and do another one this month because I'm aware I've missed the entirety of September for colour along. Sorry. But yeah, something will pop up, hopefully. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed having a flip through some of my books. Which one would you like me to have a work in? If you want any information about any of them, just obviously pop it in the description and I will try and get to it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're loving your colouring. Bye bye.